Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lesson 4 of your unit on piano playing and piano accompaniment, and specifically piano accompaniment styles for this lesson. We're going to go through 3 different basic playing styles, and most experienced piano players know what you mean when you say, give me a ballad style piano part. Give me a showtime, jumpy, cut time number. Most experienced piano players will generally know what you're talking about when you're talking about these kinds of different playing styles. All right, so let's zoom in and we'll talk about the first one. First one's called Show 2. The reason it's called Show 2, because it's a very stylistic piano playing style for show music, Broadway music, that kind of upbeat, jumpy kind of music. And the 2 means cut time, 2 beats per bar. You know what cut time? You know that from years ago. It says, this is for fast tunes where the left hand will play the root note on beat 1 of the bar and the 5th on beat 3. The right hand plays chords off the beat. You can see the example right here. The left hand goes from the root to the 5th of the chord. The right hand just punches the chord on the off beats. Okay, I'm going to play, get the video, okay, we got the piano going, video going here. I'm going to move this up to the top of the screen so you can see the piano nice and big. All right, I'm choosing a side shot of the piano, partly because I've always had the piano, the camera right in the center of the keyboard, and I'm always trying to squeeze around the tripod here. So now it's on the side, so I can play a little bit more with a little more ease. So this Show 2, as you can see, like I said, left hand, root and 5th. Okay, C and G. In this case, because we're in C major, and the right hand just punching G, C, E. That kind of a style. Okay, there's your standard show music type thing. I can change chords. You know, this is just thumping away on a C chord. I can move to an F chord. Back to C. Back, over to G, a 5/7 chord. So there you go. Standard show music for piano. All right, let's move on to jazz. Now, in a jazzy standard swing jazz style, as you can see when you read it, the right hand plays chords in a sparse fashion, okay, generally an improvised rhythmic fashion. It's not exactly this. It'll depend on the song and the style. And the left hand may take the role of playing a double bass, what's called a walking bass pattern, a walking bass line. If there's an experienced bass player present, the pianist will simply utilize both hands to play the chords, because the bass player will be going this descending or walking bass line. Okay, let me get the piano going, the piano screen up here again. All right, so jazz music, jazz basic swing style. I'm going to play what's on the page here, and what we have is a descending from a C. And with swung eighth notes, we get this: a 1, 2, 3, and. I can improvise the rhythm. To F. So there's your standard jazz style playing. Okay, we're going to move on to the ballad, and the ballad is, as you can see, pretty flowy. Okay, hopefully by seeing what's on the page here, you can see that it's pretty flowy. All right, the right hand just holds on to chords, block chords, while the left hand arpeggiates through the chord. We're playing a C major chord. You can see C major on the right hand, and if you look at the notes that are happening, it's a low C, and a C, and a G, a C, E, G, sorry, E, C, G, G, C. It's all C's, E's, and G's, right? Notice also that down here, guys, that in the left hand, they're avoiding the use of the third of the chord, the E, until way up top. So even though they're breaking up the chord here, they're not playing a block chord in the left hand, they're still reserving use of the middle of the triad for higher in the voice. That still helps create that sense of openness, avoiding that, what we talked about in the previous lesson, that muddy sort of sound by having the third too deep in the left hand, okay? All right, now we're going to get the piano screen up, and we're going to show you how this sounds. Here we go. C major in a ballad style. And we're starting way down here, way below the bass clef. Here we go. Change chords to an F. And when to do that, all I have to do is move the right hand to that chord, whatever voicing, and have my left hand arpeggiate through notes of an F chord, F-A-C. F, C, F, A, C. And back to C chord. So you see that when I know the chords when I know the notes in a chord and I can think of them quickly, I can easily carry on playing in this style of music, right? All it takes is knowing the structure, knowing what notes fit, and I can just carry on with the right hand doesn't have to think. It can just go and wait, right? And wait while the left hand does all its magic. And it's just knowing note by note. I know that I can fit these three notes in an F chord. F, A's, and C's. Back to C. And so it can change every time, right? The notes I use can change as long as they are the notes that fit within the chord. And that's basically what we're getting at with the ballad style. All right, so getting on to the little activity here, you have two 4-bar examples, and they want you to write out the following progressions in the given piano accompaniment style, in a show 2 pattern, and then in a ballad pattern. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is notice that they've given you the key, they've given you the time signature, right, for both, and all you need to do is throw in the notes. Okay, a show 2, you know what the style is, right? You know that it's jumpy. Okay, it's that top section. All right, you're going to have half notes in the left hand, alternating between root and fifth. You're going to have offbeat block chords in the right hand, but you're going to do it not in C major, of course. You're going to do it with this chord, a 1 chord in D major, to the 4 chord, the G chord, to the A7 chord, to the D chord, and then the ballad on the bottom. Just like you see here with the arpeggiated left hand, you're going to do the same thing in the left hand here, but in a B flat major chord. Then move to a block in the right hand, move to a block E flat chord, while your left hand does 1 bar of arpeggiating through an E flat major triad. Same thing with an F7 chord, and then finally with the B flat chord as well. And your voicing from the 1 chord here to the 1 chord at the end may be different. Okay, don't worry about that. With the right hand, see if you can also create, as certainly with the ballad style, can you create a sense of melody? Can you use inversions in the right hand here to make it sound good? Can I use a root position, for example, B flat chord, B flat D F, to an E flat chord, B flat E flat G, to an F chord, to a B flat, or whatever voicing works for you. It could be a descending pattern. You could start with a D, or sorry, an F as the highest note. Okay, B flat D F, and then descend your chord. Okay, here's an F on top, You can invert down to an E flat. Okay, and then you can have change the chords again to an F7 to a B flat. There are so many different ways you can voice these different chord changes and give them a try. All right. Enjoy, guys. Try this out. Certainly, if you have access to a piano, sit down at a piano and try it out. You'll be amazed at the different qualities of sounds you can get depending on how you voice it, the tempos you choose, certainly in the ballad section, how you arpeggiate and with which notes, with which voicings you arpeggiate. Okay? Give it a try, guys. We'll catch you in the next lesson. Take care. Bye-bye.